Thursday night. Happy Thursday night lives. What's up, Jesse? How you doing?
Good. Hi. Thursday night, almost April.
It's so wild. I was thinking about that earlier. I just can't believe, well, we're in Jersey and we had a really mild winter, don't you think?
Yes, one snowstorm.
And that
The
was in
year I
North
get to the
Jersey.
street for Christmas, we don't get any snow. I'm serious. So, but anyway, I'm still ready for the warmth. I wasn't. I wanted to stay in my like flannel everything cozy near the fire, but then over this past week I was like, no, I think I'm really ready to just be in the sunshine and be barefoot because I've had enough of a lot of things. So the new season is good. I guess I was resisting, or something in me was like, no, don't, no sun. But like, because I always have the fire on, and I'm like, it's too warm for a fire. Maybe I should put a beach, and then I couldn't find one. So, but
Oh,
anyway,
I was gonna say, where is your fire tonight? Your cozy
it's too
fireplace.
warm out. The birds are singing. I'm like, no, it's winter's over for
Welcome.
real.
Hi, Lacey. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for commenting. Lacey said, may I please have a reading? Absolutely. We're going to put you on our reading list. It is Thursday night live readings with Sea Goddess Healing Arts. And we have all kinds of awesome things coming up. We have Goddesses in Recovery, I believe is this Sunday. I'll confirm with Lexi when she hops on. And we have Tarot Tuesday class. It's a 3-week series starting on Tuesday night. And then we also have, or on Tuesday night, it goes for 3 weeks, and it's an opportunity to learn about tarot and then also practice your skills with one another and pair it with your intuition. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Wednesday, we have an 8-week shadow twerk series starting. We did shadow twerk already for 7 weeks and it was amazing. Now we're going to do another round, an 8-week series, and it's all through Mercury retrograde and it's going to be fantastic. So we're really looking forward to that. Jesse, what were some of your favorite things about Shadow Twerk? You got to come hold space with us. And I'm
Yes,
just going to put my puppy on the bed because she can't make it up there. So I'll be right back.
I did the shadow twerk as a participant, not a leader, and it really brought me through on a journey. Every week, like every single week, something involving the subject that we were working on came up, and it was the fact that we were doing the work around that area that really allowed me to move through it every week. So, I'm not sure whether or not those things would have come up in succession the way they did if we weren't doing that type of work on purpose, but we were doing that type of work on purpose, and so they did come up. But I feel like that 8 week was wow, was like maybe packed a whole year's worth of like naturally occurring healing events into an on purpose 8 week. I don't know. It was intense, but fantastic.
It's
Because we were
so.
learning the tools to get through the stuff. So,
Hey,
yay!
Lexi, we're so happy you're here. Welcome.
That's my favorite.
What's your shirt to say tonight?
That's my favorite.
Don't be a shitty McTitty. Yes, let's all fucking cheers to that. That'd be great. Lexi, we were just sharing about how we have Tarot Tuesday class coming up and we have Shadow Twerk coming up. And Lexi was sharing about her favorite parts about Shadow Twerk. What's some of your favorite parts about it?
Shadow Twerk is my favorite space to like make the shadow work fun. Do you know what I mean? It was like this space to like hold myself accountable. And it is not that we don't hold it, that we're not doing our work, but it was just a space to like integrate the shadow work. And it was like so beautiful how things lined up for everybody in the group. It was like these themes, these releases, the healing, watching each other, supporting each other, watching people just have these moments of true up leveling and just like releasing the fear around shadow work, stepping the power of it, right? Harnessing the power, learning how to alchemize.
It was pretty magical. Yeah.
Welcome, Emily. Thank you so much for being here. Big hearts to you. And that's just it. If you're not sure what shadow work is, shadow work's the stuff you do when you're kind of sick of your own bullshit and you've got some opportunities to grow and learn and look at patterns or things, or even traumas, even things that you totally didn't have control over. It helps you to gain control over that. And so there's so many opportunities. So we encourage you to hop in this class with us because it's just magic. And like the girls were saying, it lines up so much with what's going on astrologically. And like you literally, it's one of those things where you can't make that shit up. You're like, this is magical. Like, how did that even happen? Okay. And then we all come together and hold space. And it's like people all over the country. We meet on Zoom and we're like, oh my God, that happened and that happened. And similar things happen in similar ways. And we had no idea. So there's a whole magic and a whole alchemy to it. And so we'd be honored if you held some soul space with us, either in our tarot class coming up or our shadow tour class or both. And Lex, when is your next Goddesses in Recovery? Will you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Goddesses in Recovery is a free group to meet. We've been meeting bi-weekly on Sundays at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is just a sacred space to come together, whether you are in recovery, are affected by recovery, work in recovery, have somebody in whatever stage they're at. It's a space to come together and just lay it on the altar, as Mandy says all the time here. And so it's a beautiful just come together and support each other and make a tidal wave of change the way we talk about and see and perceive and hold space for addiction and recovery. So we're supposed to have a group this Sunday.
Beautiful.
So I'm not sure if I'll be able to this Sunday. We might have to skip this Sunday.
Okay. Well, either way, it's most of the time every other Sunday, and stay in touch on the Sea Goddess website. And in the meantime, too, Lexi, reach out to her. She's got a private little messenger and group, and she can support you in the meantime if it's something you're interested in. Emily said it was totally magical talking about shadow twerk, which was awesome. You were magical, and it was fun. Thank you for sharing that you participated in it, because it was just a really cool experience for everyone that was involved. And we got another round coming up, and we hope to see you there. And then Helen's here. She says, hello. Hi, Helen. So glad you're here. So glad you hopped on. And Lacey commented first and said, may I please have a reading? Absolutely, Lacey. Since there's not too many people yet, we don't have too many comments at the moment. If you all do want a reading or a card, reach out, let us know. And if you have anything in particular you want us to take a look at, write a message, write a comment, let us know, and we'll take a look at it. I see Lexi shuffling her cards. Do you want to pull the first card for Lacey?
Is Jessie shuffling too over there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Shuffling.
I'll let Jessie have the first card of the night.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if not, I'll...
No, we got it. We got it. Okay. So I decided that I'm going to draw at least two cards for every person, because usually when I pull a first card, I get an impression, but then the second card is more of a clarifier and I can understand what's going on. So yeah. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm using this Archangel, Guardian Angel type deck, which I always let everyone know I don't know what it's called and I don't know who made it. I just have it and love it. But it's beautiful. So the first card I got is Take Charge and Action. This fellow, he has an arrow. I feel like that's an arrow, right? And I'm feeling like it's interesting because we're in Aries and I feel like his hair is fire. And like that's power, and it almost seems like the arrow is like electric or something, or like not an actual arrow. I don't know. Seems like this might sound strange, but like I just heard the arrow of truth. So I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you or not. But if there's a situation that you're on the fence about, you have the power and you know what the truth is, and take charge and do what you're feeling. My second card I got was from the same deck, Strength and Guidance. So this, oh goodness, how beautiful is that? I feel like the whole universe is inside of this person's chest cavity. So I think strength and guidance is inside of you, which kind of mirrors this in a way. Because in both instances, you have, I'm feeling like whatever the situation is, that you actually already know how you feel about it. There might be some external circumstances that are causing you to take pause, but don't, because my goodness. And every time I see purple, I think of whatever this situation is or is talking about. The action of whatever this is talking about is healing. Like, you are healing, and whatever action this is talking about will also be healing for you to take.
Beautiful.
Oh, he has a whole thing of arrows on the back, and he's like giving it. So, and this seems like direct source energy to me. Like, that is bam, you know. So, and this is the entire universe right in there. Right in there. Look at all this purple. Oh goodness. The third eye lit. Like,
I had
fabulous.
Jesse, your purple. Look at the purple moon. So I had full moon
We have the Scorpio moon
jump out. So in purple, and it's time to release negativity. So when you were talking about the arrows of truth, I see those arrows like being.
I heard that like directly in my mind. Arrows of truth.
Yeah.
So that's what you've got. On the fence? Oh, okay. Don't be. You want a house and a home. I think that you shouldn't settle for don't settle for a place that you're kind of comfortable in, though.
Yeah.
It's important to trust that you'll find the exact right place. Don't snatch something up because you're eager to have a house. I feel like that. Now that you clarified that a little bit, I'm also feeling that energy. Like, be honest with yourself about the things that you really want to have in your home environment and area. And don't settle for anything less than that. Say the things out loud, make a list, say it out loud. The universe will hear you.
Absolutely. Lexa, do you want to add more?
Yeah, because I really hear Mandy's words. If it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no. And I feel like like if you're on the fence about a house, is that energy of that home? How does that energy of that space feel? Like, really, because I know all too well, and as somebody who has, struggled for 6 years with wanting to buy a home, and the buying home just adventures in an area where there is really no homes for sale in affordable price ranges that don't need a lot of work. Don't something that you're gonna regret later too.
Yeah, so, because that's a major investment. That's like a lifetime investment.
It's true. And Lacey, I'm just going to pull you a couple cards. This is from the Work Your Light Ascension deck. See what we got. Okay. You got Inner Temple, Devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. I find that very significant too, because your inner temple reflects your outer temple. So in the meantime, while you're on the fence, what you can do is find balance in yourself. And like Jesse and Lexi were talking about, get really clear, write it down, co-conspire with the universe. When we are intentional, the universe just wants to serve it right up to us. And so it's important, of course you're going to have to compromise. Of course, there's crazy things going on, right now with the energies and with how things have been with housing, but they are, like Jesse said, they're lining up something really nice for you. And it is important to not settle. And the more you focus on it, and if it's the place and it feels like, like we said, if it ends up feeling like, we like to use this, Leslie Lyon, one of our favorite coaches and friends, said to us, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. If it's a maybe, it's a no. And if it's a no, it's a no. So hopefully that supports you. And then what you get next is the Great Gathering, Intuitive Hits, Soul Tribe. It's all coming together. So this really is coming together for you. You are going to be in the perfect place that you need to be. Is it going to be picture perfect? No, nothing ever is, but it will become the perfect space for you. And it is important to tune into your intuition and trust it. We do have Mercury retrograde coming up. We're going to talk about that shortly because that's going to go into one of Emily's comments. And hello, so glad you are here, Lisa. Helen, I said hello, and I'm glad you're here. And we're going to get to your comments too. We're definitely going to get you a reading. Hi, Sue Ireland. So glad you're here. Big hearts. We will definitely get to you as well. So if you're all just tuning in, I'm Mandy. This is Jessie, and Lexi will be back on with us. And we are Sea Goddess Healing Arts. Ursula, our beloved goo, we call her the goddess of operations. She keeps everything together. She's also an astrologist and aromatherapist, and she's incredible. She's got a great podcast called Becoming Chiron, which you can check out and download. It's also free on YouTube. And she's teaching an in-person class tonight over at Island Therapy in Summers Point. So we're missing her, but she's definitely here in spirit. And we're doing readings. So if you have a reading or a question or you want to hop on, let us know. And we appreciate you. And thank you so much, Lacey, for being our first reading and letting us give you some messages. I hope that helped. Oh, yes. She said, thank you so very much, ladies. And then she also said, confirm too. She said up here, it's freaking crazy what people are asking. Yeah, for the houses. It's wild. I was just looking at some in Vermont on the street I used to live on when I grew up there, and it's like triple or like quadruple the prices.
Forget it. I can't even believe it.
Yep.
Okay. Up in Vermont, I was like, oh, I could afford Northfield, no problem.
Yep. It's crazy. Okay, so Helen, hello, Helen, welcome. Helen and I were chit-chatting a little bit earlier, and I'm so glad that you're here and you made it on. And she would love a reading. So who wants to start? You're going to get a little taste of each of us. Lex, you want to go?
Yeah.
I saw that. Go ahead.
You saw me checking in?
I saw it and I felt it.
I was feeling really called to the Moonology cards for you, Helen. And, we'll see. Maybe a Sacred Forest. Emotions are running high. Super moon. What is firing you up? Or is there an emotional rise around you? I feel like this is one of those times where some of us feel like what in the life is going on, right? Things feel like it's like shit is hitting the fan per se. Are we allowed to swear on here?
I mean, I just did at least 8 times.
Okay, just making sure because I was gonna either back my sailor mouth or just let it flow. So
let it flow. If we get in trouble, we get in trouble, and we'll ask for forgiveness later. We'll just roll with this one and be authentic. Go for it.
And the thing here is remembering that emotions are just energy and motion. Sometimes we let those waves of motion take us down, or we get swept away with it and we start one wave for way too long. And so I get in that vibe here from this. Let's see what Sacred Forest has to add to our in here. Ooh. So you need to find some joy in your life for sure. The hummingbird spirit. So I feel like with all these emotions, your joy level is either your joy bucket is drained and it needs to be filled back up, and you need those energies aside and make way to fill your bucket to bring joy into your life. Let me know if this resonates. I always say take what resonates, leave what doesn't.
Hummingbirds are one of my spirit animals that come in for me too when I need to rest. Hummingbirds actually fall asleep sitting up on branches a lot because they buzz around and they hum so much. And a lot of times when they show up, it can indicate really needing rest for me in particular. And the only way you're going to truly experience that joy and get to that part and let your pendulum swing that way is if you do get rest too, in order to like be open to receiving. Because when we are in overwhelm, any of those feelings we cannot receive.
It's so true. So, and how funny is this? We had emotion by Hummingbird, the number of the card 22. What a beautiful angel number right there. Message. Okay, so I want to read what it says just because it's so beautiful. In the sacred forest, hummingbirds have a beautiful aura. Shimmering, sparkling frequency surrounds them. With every flower they dip into, the colors of their aura and their frequency of energy shifts. Each one directly before you, without fear, flashing an iridescent color in the sun. The vibration of their wings sounds like a universal om. Open your heart to celebration and fun. Who told you that you need to suffer to grow? Your soul expands and leaps and bounds through following your bliss and expressing your love. Embrace life, yourself, and others in the moment. If you've been waiting until circumstances are different before you allow yourself to experience joy, you may have a long wait. Life is always changing. If you don't follow your now, when will you? Your purpose in life is to experience joy. Take steps towards that now while protecting your personal boundaries. You don't need to do everything all at once, but you do need to start. Spreads to other like wildfire and can help heal the world. Although hummingbirds are small, they are capable of traveling great distances and can even fly backwards. Their presence is a reminder that life is not just about reaching the destination, it's about the joy of the journey. Hummingbirds visit an average of 1,000 flowers a day because they expand tremendous amounts of energy. It's necessary to have periodic times of rest. Follow this example and remember to replenish yourself. The spirit of the hummingbird says, replenish yourself. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Life is change. Be open to change and look for joy in the moment. Find your boundaries and stand strong. Discover your joy. All is well. So, and I feel like when emotions are running high, that's the hardest time for us to actually take care of ourselves and find joy. And so I feel like that's like one of the biggest like challenges for, self-care and like the shadow work is in those moments where we actually need it the most are some of the hardest times to get it and give it to ourselves. So what do you think, Mandy?
Oh yeah, I love that. I'm gonna pull a couple cards too.
That
For Helen,
you're a big
what does she need to know most? All right. Awesome. Okay. So another confirmation, release the old and rest. You got the autumn card. So important right now. We're all leveling up in so many ways. And when we hold on to past experiences, past patterns, things that are no longer serving us, it keeps us a little bogged down and easier said than done. The process of releasing and letting go is not easy, and we are all imprinted. However, it is possible. And when we do it, what happens is we create space. And a big part, like we were just talking about for you, is to create the room to rest. When you get that proper rest, they're showing they're pointing to me, you're similar to me, like you need your sleep. And if you get your sleep, then you're good. And you need your hydration and your connections to certain things, and it's going to serve you. The next thing that's coming in is you get the great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. They're showing your intuition has been really active lately. There's just been some really interesting synchronicities that you're curious about, that you're not sure if it's making sense or not. And that wonderful things are really coming for you. And it's giving you trust, and it's giving you some faith again in yourself and some things outside of yourself. And they're kind of showing this energy of like, I'm back in the game with some certain things. So I hope that supports you and helps you. And we're so glad to give you some messages. Jess, did you pull a card for Helen?
I did. I pulled from this same angel deck, and it's interesting because it's learning experience. So that's right with what you just pulled. What was your
teacher?
Yeah. I just love this card. I get this one often when I'm asking about why in the world learning experience. Okay, but I always look at like the shape of this lantern. To me is just so, I don't know, It's different. It's beautiful.
It's a dope
That
one.
light is so comforting and it really glowing. Like I don't know. I just feel like oh, I'm seeing these this whole bit here makes me feel really calm and peaceful and okay with whatever is going on around you. Whatever this is, I think these are her wings actually uh forming like a circle around her. I think that she's protected inside of this experience, and her own light here is guiding. So anything that's going on that you might have a question as to why or what in the world, it's to learn from. And then I actually drew another card from my Avalon deck, and it's wealth. So it's showing me the importance of this experience as well, that it's very valuable. Whatever it is that you're going through is valuable, and the lessons that you learn from it will help you in your journey through life. That's what I really feel like.
Beautiful. That's lovely. I hope that supports you, Helen. Thank you so much for asking. And that leads to another like topic. Lexi and I were talking about if we run out of some readings later, there's some really cool topics we want to talk about, like what it actually feels like to be in alignment and the things that actually happen with that. And I think our value system is something that's really rising for a lot of people right now too. So those are some things we can definitely talk about later. And next up, I'm so excited to have Sue Ireland here. Sue is a really amazing magical soul, and she is a yoga instructor, and she is such a goddess and a sea goddess in so many ways. And I'm so excited to have you here holding some space with us tonight. And I'm excited for us to give you some messages. So, ladies, who would like to start first and pull a card for Suzanne, for Sue? Okay, I'll go. Oh, Lexi.
Yeah, I got one too.
All right, Lexi, then Jesse, then Mandy.
No, I want to see. You girls go first, and I want to see. I'm gonna just pull a little spread here that I so called, and you talk amongst yourselves.
All right, Sue. For Sue, I'm feeling called to pull the Work Your Light deck. Beautiful. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Imrama is a very sacred inner place, an inner temple, and an opportunity to get real clear on the next place that you're being called to spend time in. And they're showing your intuition and your soul is calling you. You already have several opportunities, and it's really a course of study. You love to learn. You're a deep diver. You're such a mermaid in that way, they're showing. And that your soul is really calling you to the next lessons, and that wonderful things are going to come of it. It's going to be one of those kind of situations where one step reveals itself at a time, but you're in a really nice space to receive, and you've worked really hard to create a lot of peace and inner peace, and they're showing lots of really cool magical shit has been happening for you, and more of it's to come. But your soul is really leading you into this deep and sacred journey. Lots of visions coming in, lots of interesting, they're showing dreams and psychic stuff happening for you, and it's meant to right now. With that, you also get the Mintakan card, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Part of your soul and what it's calling you towards and what you're looking for, they're showing, has a lot to do with particularly your star family and where you chose to come from and what you chose to do while you're here. The Mintakans are the original light workers. It's said that many of us, I'm one too, so are these ladies right here, many of us lived on this water-based planet called Mintaka, where the waters were just crystal clear and consciousness was incredible and off the hook, and you could see the truths of everyone and everything. And many of us, according to legend, chose to incarnate here on Earth first as water. And we've had many different types of incarnations while here on Earth. But even when things are wonderful and we have the love of our life and all the stuff that we think we need, there's still a little piece of us that feels far away or feels like we're a little homesick, or a piece of us is missing. And that is because when we're up in the heaven and the non-physical, We really are in this amazing bliss state, and we're all connected. And when we come down here to Earth, it's much more like we're here for Earth school, and we're here to feel separate. And we pick our own weird little flesh suits, and we experience all of our weird shit, and it's wild. And we can feel really alone. I had a beautiful client who taught me that alone really means all one, and we truly are connected up in the ethers and from the heavens and back down. And so no, if you're feeling any of those pulls, any of those twinges of some like homesickness but not sure where it's coming from, it's just your ancientness and your soul reminding you you belong in other places as well as here, and that your soul is really journeying you into something cool and different. So I hope that helps, and I hope that supports you, Sue. All right, Des, you want to go next?
I will. Can I go? I have these cards. So I felt for the first time tonight to pull from, I call it my grandma deck, but it's just because usually when I get drawn towards that one, it's like it's more of an ancestral message, or like a little bit more of a mediumship type thing than maybe just the regular oracle card that I would draw. It's just from my experience of using the deck, that's kind of just how it's been. So, but I also pulled from the angel deck because I'm just in love with it. So the first one from my grandma deck, I got move. So I'm not feeling exactly like this is like moving house or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot of movement in your life, shifting around of stuff and things, and like decisions to be made. But the good news is, look at how glorious this is. Goodness, I don't want to move any other way than what this lady's doing. Like, look at that. That's beautiful. I just feel like everything, all of the movement, no matter how chaotic it might seem right now, because that I kind of feel like that might be the feeling. It's really aligning beautifully. Like, that is, geez, that's gorgeous to me. And then so the from this angel deck, I got manifestation. So it's all of this movement is the rearrangement of the shit that wasn't in alignment, and what you've been calling in is manifesting itself. It's the movement is the rearranging of the stuff that wasn't aligned with what you're calling in here. I feel like big time. I feel like that. And then I went to pull one more from the grandma deck, and three of them came out. So I got sleep, which I feel like has to do with the dreams. Like Mandy was saying, you might be, if you're not remembering your dreams, I still feel like you might be processing things in your sleep. And some like a little life hack that I use often when I just can't wrap my head around something, I set the intention, or I ask my spirit guides for help during the night while I'm asleep. Like, help me gain some clarity on X, Y, or Z through the night, because I just consciously cannot, and amazingly enough, it really works for me. And emotions. So here we go. You might, and then again from a different deck, learning experience. So whenever I get the exact same card from different decks, it's like it's like, okay, so I'm listening, like I feel like it might be a major theme for all of us, especially if we're gathered here all together. We're here for a reason together, and common themes, and run through things, and I think that that's probably one of them. But I think that you're probably feeling and processing a lot of emotions. Ask for help during your sleep. And all of anything chaotic is just the rearrangement of things that were not in alignment prior, setting up the things that you've actually been consciously calling in. So have faith. Look, she's catching the stars. I mean, so yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Emily's jamming with this one too. Sue said thank you, Mandy, and Emily's jamming. She just said, let me put it up there. She just said, definitely feeling that. And then Lexi, I know that you have one more for Sue too.
Yeah. So the ones that I wanted to share was the trust I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Remembering that inner voice of yours. I kind of, the spread I pulled for you made me feel like honored, and like made me feel like your work that you are here to do is just so, you're one of those light workers that incarnated for a reason, which means you also have some of the storm, some of the chaos, some of that storm spirit coming in, where we almost sometimes can feel like we attract it, see it more so. And that's because of, the potency and the power in that, in the storms, the chaos, and are strong enough to embrace it and not suppress it and run from it. And that starry night, again, look at the stars and the,
Yeah,
connected.
that's similar colors too.
Yeah, Mandy's card that she pulled, I was like, oh my gosh, like validation right here. Starry night, acceptance. And so, you are such a divine being, and that trusting in your voice and in your intuition. So I just feel like remembering who you are too, all that is going on, trusting your own care. So, I mean, you got to look at the bigger picture, and you are loved. You and your loved ones are safe. So you are so held on this journey, and you're magical. So honor to pull cards.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sue. Thank you for asking. Thank you for holding space and allowing us to pull some cards. If you're just tuning in, we are Sea Goddess Healing Arts. You can find us on seagoddesshealingarts.com. We have all kinds of really cool classes coming up. Lexi hosts a free recovery circle called Goddesses in Recovery. And whether you are actively in recovery or you're supporting someone who is, it's a really nice place for us to come together and hold some space. We do that on Zoom. We have Tarot Tuesday class coming up. So if you're interested in learning how to read tarot cards and come to a class and practice circle, that's a 3-week series starting on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we have an 8-week class called Shadow Twerk coming up. This is going to be a nice transition into Emily's question. She said, I want to know what is up with the delays and weird vibes from this doc. What does that mean?
Doctor?
Oh, doctor, maybe?
Know.
Let us know what that means, Emily. Is everything just sitting out, or am I blocking progress in some sort of energetic way? Ooh, we'll take a look at that for sure. Oh, sifting out. Okay.
Definitely, I'm just going to say, I do not think you are blocking anything. You are one of the most insightful people I have ever come across in my whole life, Emily, and I barely know you. But let me just tell you that during that shadow twerk, man, no, it is not you. Okay, like you're one of the most proactive, insightful. Goodness, that's just my gut talking. But I'm just gonna say, I do not think it's you, sweetheart.
I think everything is. Oh, go ahead, Lex.
My gut's talking to you so bad, and my gut is like, girl, this is the perfect segue into what Mandy was saying about how we wanted to talk about what it feels like to fall into alignment, right? Because we all, like most of us, if you're here, you're most likely somebody who's asking for alignment, right? Like, please just align me with what is right for me. Please bring in this for our life. And we ask for it, and then we sometimes don't realize like what that entails and takes to find and fall into that alignment, the process that then brings on, like that, in that game where it's like, that's where that profound, like the lessons and moments and growth happens. So you are not blocked in any way. If anything, it's happening. Trust in the timing, trust in the process, and allow whatever is coming up. Like, okay, so you feel blocked. Why is that where you're going? That you immediately feel like it's you that's blocking something right now, instead of trusting that, oh, maybe the universe this planned out and has it held. Just a little.
Emily said, this is the wackiest whack I've ever come across on so many different fronts at once. So many of us, when we're on our healing journey, we come up against really physical stuff. It's a huge part in our path of ascension. There's definitely, when it comes to certain blocks, like there are things, there's opportunities to shift our energy and to do, eat healthier and to exercise and to sleep well, and stuff like that will end up blocking us. But it's so quick and easy to unblock it when we give ourselves a little time and devotion. The other part is too, with the blocking, the angels are showing me also, you're being blocked and protected in a lot of ways. And I had this happen with me with many. I had this one woman who insisted on doing surgery on my back, and she was like, she had this real thick accent, I don't know, some sort of thick European accent, and she was like, you're never going to heal. She's like, you have to let me do surgery or you will never be normal. And she looked at me like this, you will never walk again, you had done too much damage, you can't heal naturally, like, no. And I was like, well, I want to try some yoga, I want to try some other stuff and see what I can do. And she goes, yoga. Like, she made fun of me. Like, it was like, what the fuck? And she had like all the craziest makeup on and like the weirdest outfit. And I was like, this is a doctor. This is who I get hooked up with. This is fascinating. And she told me, she goes, I know one person who played yoga and played yoga. Yeah. She goes, and they healed a little. That's it. Doesn't do anything for anybody else. It's a myth. And I was like, okay. All right, well, thank you for your time. I was thinking in my head, I wish I recorded this shit because this was fucking crazy. But it gave me such trust in myself and in my team. And my intuition told me when it was right to do certain things. I have had a surgery. I had an ankle reconstruction. It served me so much. I needed it. It worked out for me. Different medicines I was put on even after that surgery. One of them made me go blind for a month. That was crazy, on and off. That was wild to experience. And my intuition was telling me not to take it, but I took those pills because the doctor told me to. And so you get these opportunities where you learn to trust your intuition. If you don't, you learn the lesson as to why. So it's so important right now to make sure that you're trusting, that you're doing what you need to do that's best for you. And in the meantime, look up what other things you can do to support yourself. Lexi and I both healed a ton when we did cleanses and switched to some things like that, and it helped us tremendously. And then Emily, I'm just going to pull you a card too.
I have a couple as well after.
Oh, I love these for Emily. First one is the Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? The most badass part of mothering yourself is not only, taking care of yourself and tuning in and making sure you're nourishing, but it's also trusting your intuition. It's also, doing the work and showing up for yourself and letting the angels guide you a bit and letting the Great Mother rock you. It's about not, always micromanaging as much as possible. And sometimes just taking a breath and letting yourself be held by the Great Mother, and know that at this time you can trust that she's guiding you, and that energy is guiding you, and you can trust your intuition. Emily said, hanging out with you all heals me. Oh. And she said she did get the chills with the trust card. And she also said, I've been waiting on this doctor to send paperwork for a month. It seems like it's holding up my life because he promised multiple times and then nothing. And I called, the office is off the chain so much that I thought they were going to call me crazy. I've had that happen in my experiences, and it happens, and it's an opportunity to kind of trust and, of course, advocate for yourself, but also say, all right, what do I need? Or can I get this from a different way? Or is there a reason I'm being rerouted or encouraged to take some time? And then I also pulled you the Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. This is happening so that you do devote yourself to yourself, so that you do connect in with your ancient higher self and the wisdom that you have. This is also happening so that you can learn, so that you can teach about this in the future. Lexi and I, Jessie has her own experiences for sure. I just know Lexi and I jam about this a lot, and we've had to really go through a lot with healing in the medical system and feeling betrayed at times, but it also initiated us into the healers that we are at this time. So just know this is a great initiation, and you are so loved and so healed and so held by the Star Mother. Lex, what do you have going on?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Lex.
Oh, patience.
That here's your sign.
Here's the sign. I was just saying, I'm just gonna drop this card here. I accept that everything happens in divine order.
I
Mic drop.
I got some.
Go ahead, Jess.
I pulled 2 cards from this one, the Archangel Guide deck. I got power and intention. Look at that staff. Holy moly. Again, the purple, healing. Okay, but then along with this, ease and grace. Okay. So, holding the intention of ease and grace will allow this whole thing to flow out into 2 separate decks. See this? Proof. Again, I love this. Blessings and abundance. Same card. Different decks. So I think that sometimes, well, for me, often, panic breeds more panic. And so, like, the more you call the office and the more you call the office and the more you're like, why didn't they call me back? Like, it's creating an energy inside of you. So instead of that, try to use that energy because it's powerful. The power of intention, power and intention, but also power of intention. I'm feeling like it's important to say. Ease and grace. If you hold the power and intention of ease and grace, the situation will unravel itself into blessings and abundance. But you get a double message of which is just, and that spiral there again in the heart area here also I'm drawn to. So I just feel like that was important to say. If you get caught up in the franticness of not knowing, it's gonna delay everything. I feel like it's I'm feeling like a bouncing around energy, like kind of like this is what I'm feeling like. I call it like the wasp's nest. I get a bee's nest in my forehead. It's what I call it for myself when I'm trying to, like, you know, I get a bee's nest up here in my forehead. And like you quiet them. Like use that, you can use the same energy. You can use that same energy, you bring it down and hold the intention of ease and grace consciously, and I absolutely promise you, you'll be amazed at what happens. Blessings of abundance.
Oh, I love that.
That's
Badass.
Like,
love it. Thank you, Emily. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking for support. And welcome. I saw Lisa and Janet and Denise are all here. Thank you for coming and being here with us. We are Sea Goddess Healing Arts, and we're going down the list of people who requested some cards and some readings. And Sue also said, thank you, beautiful souls. And she said, wow. So that was really nice. And then up here, I saw Anne. I hope you're still with us. Welcome, Anne. Anne said, can I have a reading, please? Lex, would you like to start? Well, all right, there it is. That's a jumper.
I love the jumper.
Frog spirit.
Oh, there she is again.
Oh, this card is so potent and magical.
Very special.
So perfect for the timing too, energy wise, because this is like time for renewal, right? It's like that time of going in our cocoon and getting ready for a rebirth, right? Into this time of year. So a renewal, renew your energy, renew your relationship with yourself too. Like, you know, I feel like we worry about all of the relationships in our life, but we tend to not worry about the most important one, and that's the one with ourself, the one between our soul, our body, and our spirit. So frog spirit, and then let's see from Soul's Journey lessons cards.
Frog spirit is such a special card.
It is.
I always my heart, like, I don't know, whenever that one comes out.
Yeah. So I love it. And what is that? Is that the lotus, right? The flower?
Yeah, I think so.
The purple lotus.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Not the one that the Egyptians used for connection. They like smoked it and used it for scent. It was like a form of meditation and connection, right? The lotus.
Yeah, it's been used for a whole lot of things, and in particular, it grows like from its roots in mud and turns into this incredible, beautiful flower that has sacred geometry and an essence to it that elevates people. And frogs have so much to do, Anne, with metamorphosis and change and growing and allowing that to happen. And you can't renew yourself, and you can't, bring that energy in without allowing some metamorphosis, without allowing some old stuff to leave. And Jess, yeah, that's a very special card. It represents one of our beautiful sea goddess angels. So she's here with us and jumping in and helping to give some love too. I love that, Lex.
I would recommend it, and if you're into teas, maybe look into getting yourself a nice lotus tea.
Yummy.
Try, sip on, and have a little just self-love sesh.
Beautiful. Jess, would you like to pull a card for Anne?
Yes, I did. I also got a jumper, so I had to reach under the desk to get it. I used the angels again. I just am feeling these colors, so I keep drawing from it. So I got forgiveness and understanding. So I feel like this is a double dose of forgiveness and understanding, not just for others, but towards yourself. But I always hear and read, forgiveness isn't for the other person anyway, even if it is another person that you're forgiving, so regardless, forgiveness is for yourself. Whether you're forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else, it's not for anyone else. And oh gosh, that amber glow again, that same amber glow that the learning experience card had, I just feel that like big time. Look at the calm on her face. She is a-okay. Look at that. She is not swayed, like it's her hands on her heart. It's for her. I just oof.
And you know what they say about forgiveness, right? When you choose, they say that when you choose to forgive, like you actually either forgive yourself, you forgive the event, the trauma, the drama, the person, that it literally unlocks this mechanism in your brain and you start producing all of these beautiful hormones and endorphins, and your body literally switches into a healing mode. So when like forgiveness is like one of the most powerful things, I feel like. And it's funny because Jess, your card had yellow, orange, and the blues, and I had the pride card for her. I love myself and I see myself.
Yeah, same. That's how I'm feeling here.
Wait until you guys see the ones that I pulled.
I got also vulnerability and freedom. Look at how she
the way you still
look
got
at her go. Look at her go, man. But I'm also feeling it necessary to say not only vulnerability and freedom. I'm hearing vulnerability is freedom. And so a lot of people really do not feel that way or don't feel that to be true, because a lot of people think or feel or are taught and conditioned, I actually probably should say, that vulnerability is a weakness. However, we find our truth when we are the most vulnerable, and really only then. Okay, so vulnerability to me is freedom. So if you can kind of wrap your mind around that, wrap your heart around that, more like this one is telling me, no, it's about wrapping your heart around it. You'll be free. It's the key to freedom, always. So that's a powerful one. I'm feeling that really deeply.
You ready for this? The two that came out for me, angels and ancestors. First one, heart guardian.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Love and let yourself be loved. And like Jesse was saying, vulnerability, it is our gateway to connection. And
Not
what
a
it is exposing your wounds and saying, hey, I got this wound and this is what's going on. And it helps us to be more free because we own it and it's there. And then we're able to connect with ourselves and with others. The balm that heals it all and helps us to forgive and release and move forward is that love energy. When you love and you let yourself be loved and let yourself be held, oh my gosh, amazing, wonderful things are going to keep opening up for you. And it really does have to do with your heart chamber. And whatever you can do each day, whether it's just focusing on some gratitudes or doing a few things that really bring you joy and make your heart set on fire, do that because it's so important to nourish it right now. And then you also got the spirit fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Very similar to the metamorphosis of the frog coming in for you. There's a new change. There's a shift in the air. There's new stuff happening. Like this wisdom thing is really coming in for you, and you truly are forgiving a lot of stuff. And it's important to trust in yourself and in spirit at this time. So I hope that that supports you, Anne. And we're so glad that you're here. Thanks for tuning in.
We have a guest that is posting a few repetitive messages. Maybe you want to address here.
Oh, okay. Let me go on down. So our guest is a troll. Hi, healer, IO, whatevers. We're glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. We always use trolls as an opportunity to explain that if you really want a reading and you are interested in that, reach out to the person you want to book with. Anybody who is an integral reader, an integral space holder, will not tell you that you need something from them. That is definitely something that people do in order to gain access to you, to manipulate, and to make money. And what'll happen is, oh, hi, Anne. Anne just messaged and said, can I have a reading, please? Anne, we just did a reading for you. That whole last one was for you, Anne. If you missed it, if you hopped off and hopped back on, just know that we did it, and it'll be right here on the replay.
What's the timestamp? So it's 55 now. Maybe try to hop on, like take a look at 45 minutes and on and forward, right? Maybe.
Yeah. And just know too, as part of this whole troll experience we got going on here, know also that even some of your favorite teachers, they get hacked. We're in this weird internet age and they will prey upon vulnerable people. So just know that if you're ever wanting to have a reading or hold space with a teacher or a healer or someone who you feel safe with, reach out to them. And especially with Sea Goddess Healing Arts, because we will never prey upon you. And thanks for stopping by to our trolls. So I'm just deleting all that and cleaning that up. And yes, enjoy it. I think you really will. It was a beautiful reading. And then let's see who is next on our list. I can go back up here. Janet said, hi, ladies. Hi, Janet.
Emily's resonating with the messages. It always makes
sense. Thank you for being here, Emily. Thank you so much. I'm so glad it's resonating, and I'm so glad so many of these discussions are supporting you.
It's incredible because a lot of these messages that we pull for other people resonate with me, like for my own self. Like just totally. So even when I feel like even when we show up to present something, I'm learning and gaining just as much or more, you know. Oh, so amazing. The exchange.
Denise said, I'm at a crossroads right now, trusting that spirit will guide me on the path I'm supposed to be taking. Love listening to you all. Thank you for all the messages. Denise, comment again. I'm looking through to see if you definitely want a reading. If you do, comment. Let us know. We'd be honored to pull you some cards, but we don't want to do that on your behalf without you asking. And we're so glad that you're here and you love listening to these messages and that they're supporting you at this time. I'm really grateful for that. Emily said, damn, that's a deep one I needed to hear, Jesse. You certainly impacted Emily. Denise said, yes, please. Awesome. So let's pull some cards for Denise. Who would like to start? Lexi again.
Doubts. I release the need to know all the answers.
Classic.
Oh, and I feel like, so the question that you asked, the crossroads, I feel like one of the things I want to say so badly right now is when we're at those crossroads and it's just the weight, like which one, that weight, right? And it's like it consumes us per se when we're standing there at the crossroads feeling like we have a decision to make. And it's like we're trying to weigh it all out. And I feel like what spirit always tries to come through and tells us is to like release that need, right? That it's so funny. Release the need to know the answers. Release that, like, okay, like that you actually have any really control over it too. And to more so trust in the guidance, intuition here, right? And trust in the universe and those breadcrumbs to lead your way. So
Child infiltration. Lexi's an incredible mom and a conscious parent, and we heard them coming knocking, so she hit mute for a minute. Jess, did you pull one?
Yeah, I love
What you got?
That was so cute. Okay, I got opportunity and change. So yeah, change. So this is telling me that the change is an opportunity, not something to be scared of. Spirit will guide you. Spirit is guiding you. I also pulled this one, earth and ground. So whenever you're feeling like you don't know what's going on, or if you're looking for an answer, go out into nature in whatever way that you can. Ground yourself, sit on the ground. I'm seeing like bare feet in the dirt or something. I have a sitting tree that I go to, and often I take my shoes off and just sit there. Like, I'm not looking for magical words to be like implanted into my head or whatever. It just helps me to breathe and puts me into a receiving state where I can get guidance. Because if we're really like in our day to day all the time, it's really hard to receive those messages from ourselves or from anywhere else. So I'm feeling that this card, earthing and grounding, is connected to this one, truth. This is my Avalon deck. So when you find a quiet space inside of yourself, using nature as a way to get there, you will find the real truth of your answer. It's going to take finding a quiet space and really listening. But I do feel like this card is saying for sure that the crossroads, the change is an opportunity, not to be afraid of. She's very powerful. I could tell. It looks like she's kind of like going like that, like step forward.
Step forward, Lex. Go, Lex. She's so funny. She's dancing with your card.
The things that are happening are not against you. The change is a big opportunity.
Oh yeah, I am like excited for you actually in this moment, because I had a storyline kind of jump out here in the Moonology deck. A time for healing, prosperity lies ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's to release negativity. A
person Scorpio
reaches a resolution. A new start is coming. And then you get the stag spirit leadership card here in the Sacred Forest deck. And I just want to read what the spirit of the stag says. It says, you inspire others to greater heights. Step into your leadership in your life. You are a beacon for others. Shine in your life. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. this is your time to step up. I'm not sure this crossroads that you're at, but I'm feeling like the part of at this crossroads is an opportunity to step up in your, like, what lights you up, or working for other people's lights, if that makes any sense, like helping other people brighten their light at the expense of yours. So I'm just really feeling like stepping into that light. Mandy, what do you got for a card? I'm itching to see what you got.
More confirmation. First one, the Knight. Be brave and honest. Your intuition will totally lead you. And this does have to do with a lot of trusting and truth telling. And spirit is there. It's guiding you. It's encouraging you to be brave and to trust. I love this card. It's from the Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors deck. And it's hard to see, but even this Knight has a tear rolling down his cheek. And sometimes it can be a little bittersweet when we're at a crossroads. But it's so important to be honest and to trust your intuition and what's coming in for you. Because then more confirmation. The Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. This bravery, this truth, this trusting, this following your intuition is going to lead you to abundance and good things. So it's so important to keep going and know that things are really, truly happening for you at this time. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Last but not least, I saw that Janet said, if you had time. So let me pull Janet up here. Awesome. Janet said, if you have time. Oh, and she has a little Yorkie. I have a little Yorkie named Pepper who's sleeping right now. Who would like to start the Janet party?
Why not me?
Go, Jesse, go.
That's okay. I'm shuffling. Sorry. Okay. Ooh, okay. I get a big ol' yes. Goodness, that's a joyful soul. Wow, how about that? I don't know if I've ever gotten this one before. That's fantastic. And then I drew from my grandma deck, Faith. So, okay, so these cards are a little bit vague, but I feel like hold the faith, and what you're questioning about will come to fruition. Let me draw another one because that's a little vague book. So we get the Wind Fairy from Avalon. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Okay. So maybe you've been mulling something over and over and over. Like, and over and over and over is kind of what I'm feeling like. So it's important to give your mind a rest and have faith that you will have a positive outcome. I feel like the hamster wheel may be in play here, like the thought wheel. So, not that there's anything wrong with, thinking about things, but don't let it take over. Don't let it take over. I just drew another one and it says triumphant. So that's like, that's kind of the same as this one. Yes, and triumphant, but faith is necessary here. That's a unicorn. That's an angel riding a unicorn. It doesn't get much better than that, I feel like. Triumphant. You know what I mean? Wow, look at that.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What you got, Lex?
Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Stepping into that creator position that you truly are. Our thoughts create our future. And that's like, I think, where the freedom is, when we realize what we have power over in our own life. Freedom that comes with that. So Yeah, create that happiness. And I also got full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. Funny because we got some of the same, kind of colors going on. I feel like
I feeling it with the
yeah, the blues.
The Faith had a lot of blue wings. She's wearing a blue wind.
I'm like
She's
Janet.
wearing the blue wind.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I love it. All right.
Oh, we nailed it. Fantastic.
For Janet.
Hold the faith.
Aw. Okay. First card.
Get off the hamster wheel. That's not so easy though. Oh gosh.
So the first one I got for Janet this is from my Angels deck from Kyle Gray, and it's Inner Power, the Divine Father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world. And they show Shiva in this one, which is so powerful and so intentional. And they're showing something that you are, Janet, is very intentional. And when you do that, you truly work with your masculine energy, which is your gumption, your drive, and some trust. And they're showing that it's so important to keep praying, they're giggling. The angels are giggling. They're showing you do talk a lot to God, angels, universe, ancestors, different things. And they love talking back to you and hearing it. So keep that up, keep that conversation going. And then the last one you got from me is Earth Angel. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. You really show up in so many ways for so many people, whether it's just holding a door or simply smiling. They're showing you smiling at people, and it really sends a heart trigger. And you are showing up and allowing yourself to be really soul-led with a lot of things right now. And the angels thank you for doing your work and trusting your intuition and helping even when it's kind of hard sometimes. They're showing it's so important to not give from an empty cup and to not allow your boundaries to get crossed. But when you are in alignment and in balance, it feels real good to give. And they're grateful for the things that you're doing. So keep it up and keep that energy going.
All blue.
Oh, so many blues. I love that.
Isn't that the throat chakra? And the wind fairy, one of the things says words. So
love it.
Yeah.
I hope that supports you, Janet. Janet said she loves it too. And she said, right. And yep, I get that. I love that. And Denise said, thank you so much. Looking at being able to leave the full-time medical assistant job to do the intuitive energy work that I love, helping others find their light. You are all beautiful. Sending you all love. Sending you love too, Denise. You know,
Absolutely.
There cannot be enough of us out there. The more we do our own work, the more we find our own wounds and heal them and then hold space and teach others, the more this world is going to keep lighting up. So keep it up, and thank you for being here. And thank you all so much for tuning in, for listening, for holding the space. Emily, thanks for being such a cheerleader tonight. And we love and feel all of you. Courtney, hello. So glad you hopped on. How is everyone? We are good. We are just wrapping up. We are Sea Goddess Healing Arts. You can find us on seagoddesshealingarts.com. We have classes coming up. We have online circles. We have women's recovery group, Goddesses in Recovery. On Tuesday, we start tarot class. It's 3-week series. It's a tarot, learn tarot and practice circle. So you get to actually practice your skills with one another. On Wednesday, we have Shadow Twerk, round 2 starting, Mercury retrograde edition. It's an 8-week course. It's totally worth it. It's incredible. And it's support and assistance in you doing your own conscious work and your shadow work and learning more about that. And our shadows are the things that we're ready to release, get rid of, change patterns, look at interesting things about ourselves, and then be supported in doing that. Just because we're in the shadows doesn't mean we have to be alone. And then if you made it to the end of this live, for me, if you want to hold soul space, you can go to seagoddesshealingarts.com to my Mandy Elam page. And if you type in Mandy Live for a coupon code, you get 50% off of all of my services. Those are just for my services for readings, and it would be such an honor to hold soul space with you. Lex, will you share a little bit about what you've got going on? Oh, and hello, Soul Awakening Sunshine. Thanks for stopping by. We always like to use this as an opportunity to let our viewers know that if you are looking for a reading, somebody who's integral will never approach you and tell you you need a reading and to inbox me. So thank you for stopping by, Sunshine, but we are going to use you for a learning lesson and block you and send you on your way. So Lex, will you please? Oh, and Sue said, appreciate you goddesses. Oh, big love. Lex, will you share a little bit about your offerings and about Goddesses in Recovery?
Yeah, so Goddesses in Recovery meets every other Sunday at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is just a sacred space to come together, lay it on the altar, and tidal wave a change around the way we talk and hold space for the topic. So, and then also I'm on Sea Goddess Healing Arts, and I have, sacred space holding available. Also, I have a coupon code Lexi15 if anybody feels called. I do everything from, readings to helping guide people on detoxes and just, meeting you where you're at and holding sacred space for wherever is needed in life. I've gone from Western to woo and collected in many modalities along my way that I love to share and help teach others. Yeah.
Lexi's incredible at it. And Jessie, our magical modern day Mary Poppins, and she is an incredible space holder for children in particular and helping them when they are however they are, but especially if they're gifted and magical. And she's also the custom creator of Orgone Energy Works. Will you tell us a little bit about what your Orgone Energy pieces do?
Sure. My business is called Orgone Original Works, and I make
Orgone
energy pieces or orgonite, and they transmute more it's interesting because it's a scientific thing, but it's also a really pretty like art piece. It has to do with the ratio of inorganic materials versus organic materials inside of the constant pressure of resin that actually does take negatively configured or chaotic energy, and as it passes through the device or the object, it reconfigures it while it's in there, and when it exits out the other side, it creates a more peaceful environment. So if you have a big room, you would have a bigger piece, but they also block EMF, cell phone radiation, a lot of people purchase them and put them in front of their computer modems, or they if they live near cell towers, they can grid their yard with them. I make kind of smaller pieces for inside. I like to make jewelry so that people can have them on their person and travel with them. I like to make, my whole vision is like kind of a stealth healing thing. Like some people buy them because they think they're beautiful, and regardless of why you have one, they still do what they do. So I'm fine with that. So I make it accessible for, I make like pet tags and magnets and doodads. I'm a doodad gal, and like you can buy functional pieces that are functional and might not be so pretty, or you could buy things that are beautiful. It doesn't matter, as long as they have what they need to do what they do.
I always say they're pretty, powerful, potent, and protective.
Yeah. My page is Orgone Original Works. My stuff is present at the Sea Goddess Healing Arts, vending events, and I'm working on getting a specific Sea Goddess store up that will be separate from. I want to have like a Sea Goddess line that's only available through Sea Goddess, so working on that. And you can find me on Facebook. Either I'm Jessie May on Facebook and Orgone Original Works. You can message me through there or through Sea Goddess. I'm around. I'm around.
She sure is. Sure is.
It's hard to talk about myself too much. I like to just do it and like send. I don't know.
You are a stealth healer. Thank you all so much for holding soul space with us, for hanging out here on Thursday Night Lives. If you enjoyed this, please give us a like, a share, a follow. We have an awesome YouTube channel. Check it out and subscribe. All kinds of shows and new content and reels and things coming your way. Thank you all so much for being here and holding the space. We are so grateful. And hopefully we'll see you in some classes and some groups soon. Sending lots of love. Thank you again, Lexi and Jesse, for showing up and being here and holding the space. Take care, everyone. We love you.